Okay, calling into order the Tuesday, April 12th, 2022, 1:00 p.m. in Conference Room 229. The Committee on Public Safety, Intergovernmental, and Military Affairs to hear for consideration and confirmation of the governor's messages. Beginning with let me go on before we start. The link on the status page of this meeting is being streamed live on YouTube. And we will not be reconvening on this because we plan to take care of it all within this half hour. For testifiers participating remotely, your audio will be muted and video disabled until shortly before it's your turn to testify. Otherwise, those who are testifying, you have 2 minutes to testify. I'll be reading a list of individuals who submitted written testimony for each measure. We apologize if the closed captioning doesn't accurately transcribe the names. And if you're interested in reviewing the written testimony, please go to the legislature's website. There you find a link for the measure. And beginning with the first governor's message, we have governor's message 562, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Law Enforcement Standards Board, gubernatorial nominee Laxmi Dakwa for a term to expire 6/30/23. Okay. And we have, I see Mark in here, so I guess you're not Zooming, you're here already.
I am.
So Mark, you want to come forward?
Okay. Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee, Mark Hahn, in my individual capacity. I am in strong support of Governor's Message 562, which is Adrian Dakwa. I've had the pleasure and the opportunity to not only work with Adrian as a deputy prosecuting attorney, but to learn from him as he was my team captain in the felony trials division. So if that's a bad thing, then he was not my team captain. Okay, he was not my team captain, just correction. You have my testimony, so I'm not going to elaborate on what a nice guy he is, and he's honest, and he has a good moral compass. You know, what I didn't put in testimony is he's a father, and he has 2 kids. And everyone knows positions, whether it's for pay or whether it's volunteer position. You give up something, you have to sacrifice something to really give it your all and to be there and be present. And for him to take on a position, I understand that. I have kids and I know what a sacrifice that would be to miss out on baseball games or whatnot. That's something to be commended. And for him to take a position like this, just because based on his experience and that he can bring to the table, that's something that I believe the Standards Board would greatly grow from and appreciate. And I think it would be such an honor for them to have such a legal mind there to add to the discussion. So with that, I am in strong support of Adrian Dakwa. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tom. Anyone else in the room or on Zoom that'd like to testify on his behalf? Otherwise, I have spoken to Adrian Dakwa. And Adrian, you want to come forward? You want to have anything to say?
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. My name is Laxmi Adrian Dakwa. I'd ask for your humble support in moving my nomination forward to the Law Enforcement Standards Board. I am not a law enforcement officer, but I think that's a good thing because it provides diversity, it provides a different perspective. The letters and support, I asked for different sectors of the community because that's who you're representing. You're balancing law enforcement interests with community interests. As a prosecutor for almost 20 years, I've argued for justice for victims of crime, for a safer community, and really for a better community. And if I am appointed to this board, I would be looking out for the same direction as well. So I'd ask for your support. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Members, any questions? I had a chance to work with Mr. Dockwell, so maybe that's I should say that, not directly, but I've known him to be, a straight up guy. Wonder in the job. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have governor's message. I'm sorry.
We need to read out the names of people that submitted testimony.
Oh, yeah. And Adrian had a whole bunch, but let me read off the names. Gigi Morita in support, Ashley Tanaka in support, Chuk Fu Louis in support, Robert Kelly in support, RJ Brown in support, Richard Stacy in support, Miles Briner in support, Lynn Lopez in support, Edward Harada in support, Travis Morita in support, David Isaki in support, of course, Martham in support, Chad Kumagai in support, and Huala Greavy. You had a lot of letters of support. Okay, now we're going to do GM 563, which is submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Advisory Board on Veterans Services gubernatorial nominee Donna Shimizu for a term to expire 6/30/23. And we have Ron Hahn, I think is in Zoom. Ron?
Good afternoon, Chair Aloha, Chair Nishihara, Vice Chair Decoy, members of the committee. We stand in strong support of our written testimony. I had a chance to work with Donna Shimizu in uniform and out of uniform. She's been an interim member of the board since June of last year and doing a wonderful job for us. And that's all I have pending your questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome, sir.
And the following names I'll read off are all in support. Kenneth Hara, Major General for Department of Defense. Royan Okamura, Director for Elderly Activities Division in support. James Traxler for State Veterans Advisory Board in support. Alan Subika in support. Mike Golohue Sr. in support. Wayne Fujiyama in support. And Corinne Kim in support. And Donna Shimizu, I did not. Oh, Donna, you there?
She's on the screen.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
sir.
Thank you. I thought I didn't.
I know it has my
You
daughter.
are the gubernatorial nominee. I thought I'd hold you off for last. Colin Kim? Oh, Corinne. Oh, okay. Sorry. Corinne, my apologies.
Well, sir, it's actually me, Donna Kim. It has my daughter's name on Karen Kim on the picture. But I'm Donna, and my daughter is Karen Kim, and she submitted a testimony.
Yeah, I thought it was
Just ask her if she wants to say anything.
Yeah. Well, I've been asked that perhaps you may want to put out a few comments you want to give to us.
Well, sir, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee, I am born and raised on the Big Island. I've served 35 wonderful years with the Hawaii Air National Guard, and I have my resume and my personal testimony available. And I just want to say that if given the opportunity, it would be my honor and privilege to serve as an advocate for my fellow veterans.
Well, thank you. And I really appreciate you wanting to serve and
I do.
your continued service to the state.
I do.
Okay, anyone else in the room that may want to speak on her behalf? Otherwise, anyone else out in the Zoom land want to Zoom in, you're welcome to. Otherwise, we're moving on to Governor's Message 564.
Thank you.
Submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Hawaii Advisory Council on Emergency Management, gubernatorial nominee Ramona Curry for a term to expire 6/30/23. 25. And we have, oh, good. Oh, you here? I'm gonna let you hold up until I go to those who have testified on your behalf. How's that? Luke Myers on Zoom.
There it is.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair. My name is Luke Myers, the Administrator of the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency. We stand on a written testimony in support of GM 564. Mona, in her short time in the last several months working with State Emergency Management, has brought a new, fresh perspective. She has close to 30 years of public safety experience in a number of different disciplines, and we look forward to having her potentially on the board in supporting State Emergency Management. So thank you.
Thank you. And we have Dottie Kelly Paddock sending letters for support, and Burton Green also in support. And as noted, Ramona, you're here. You want to come forward, Ramona?
Members, very nice to meet you. I'm excited to be able
Want to
to
lean more forward to the mic?
hopefully contribute to the emergency management for the state of Hawaii. I think that there are certain gaps that we have, just being an island state, very hard to get around, but possible. So I just like to contribute to helping move Hawaii along and being a little bit better prepared. And I think I have some skills that I could bring to that. So your support is appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mona. We appreciate your service. And as I recall, when I talked to her over the phone, she was out of breath. She was walking.
I didn't want to miss that call.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, though. Okay, next we have Governor's Message 565. Submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Hawaii Paroling Authority gubernatorial nominee Milton Kotsubo for term expiring 6/30/2026. And we have Fred Hune, not on Zoom, you're here in real life.
Good afternoon, Chair Nishihara, Vice Chair Decoy, Rep Baker, Rep Rivera. My name is Fred Hahn. I'm the Chair of the Hawaii Paroling Authority, and I'm very pleased to testify on behalf of Milton Kotsubo, who I've known since 1973,
Wow.
when we were both in grad school. And I've seen Milton grow and go through the whole system from pretrial all the way to incarceration. And he was even the acting warden at the Women's Correctional Facility once upon a time. He's very sensitive to women's issues and the trauma that they go through. But he's also a programmer and very data oriented. And I'm really pleased to have him on the board serving these past couple of years. And really want to see him continue serving because of his insights and his tenacity in seeking balance between inmate and public safety out in the community. So I thank you for the opportunity to testify today, and I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. And let's see, we have a number of people send in a testimony. Milton Haruyoshi Kotsubo in support.
That's the nominee.
That's you. You sent one in for yourself.
Good afternoon, Senator Ishihara, members of the committee. Thank you for hearing me today. I thought it was important that I be present in respect of your statutory and constitutional authority to approve governor appointments. And I thought it's important that I be here to answer any questions you might have of me. I've been on the Hawaii Paroling Authority board for 1 year now. And despite my 32 years in public safety, it's been a learning experience. And I'd like to continue serving in my community, for another 4 years if possible. So I'm here to answer any questions you have of me.
No questions.
No questions?
Okay, I guess you're all good.
Thank you for your support, Senators.
Okay, Kevin Rego in support and Gene DeMello Jr. in support. Anyone else in the audience or out in Zoom land want to talk or speak toward Mr. Kutubo? Otherwise, we'll move on to Governor's message 636. It's for the confirmation of the Law Enforcement Standards Board, gubernatorial nominee Jared Redula for a term to expire 6/30/24. And I see Mr. Redula here, but I'm going to take in Pamela Ferguson Bray, who is here in person as well.
I think we're at 6:47. She's on the next
Oh,
nomination.
I'm sorry, you're on the next one. Oh, sorry, jumped the gun on that one. Okay, in this case, I guess in this case, if Jared, you want to come forward?
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. I'm Jared Redula. I'm the Narcotics Enforcement Administrator for the state of Hawaii. That is my full-time assignment. Senators, I'm requesting your consent to go forward in my nomination because I really care about the profession of law enforcement. It is the only type of work I've ever known as an adult. I started at the state in 1991 as a student employee, and I've worked through state law enforcement until the position that I have today. And during that time, I've seen law enforcement progress, and I've also seen us take some steps backward. We're at an important time in our community, a time where our community is calling for transparency, more accountability, better training, more professionalism. And I hope to make that difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. Okay, now we have letters of support from Max Otani, the Director, Public Safety, Chukpului in support, Alana Isobe in support, Dean Yamamoto in support, and Phil Rarick in support. Any others in the audience or on Zoom land want to testify on their behalf? Otherwise, we'll move on to the next governor's message. You have a question? What she looks like? Oh, yeah, we did not. Okay, governor's message 647 for consideration and confirmation to the Crime Victim Compensation Commission gubernatorial nominee Josephine Bryan for a term to expire 6/30/2026. Okay. We have Max Otani, Director, Public Safety and Support, and Pamela, you are here now, so.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Chair, Vice Chair, members, Pam Ferguson, Executive Director of the Crime Victim Compensation Commission. I have to say it's very nice to be here in person after so long. I'm very, very happy that Ms. Byrne has agreed to serve as a commissioner on the Crime Victim Compensation Commission. We're very grateful for her commitment to crime victims over the years and to equity. And so we think she'll be a really valuable resource for the commissioners. You see her long history of service, public service, really evidences that. So We urge you to support her, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Marilyn Suji in support, Ted Sakai in support, and Rebecca Ozaki also in support. Anyone else in the audience may want to testify? Otherwise, I guess no one else on Zoom, so Josephine, are you here?
Yeah, she's in the back.
Oh, okay, why don't you come forward, Josephine?
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee. Thank you for this opportunity to address you and also to thank you for your consideration of my appointment. I would like to ask one favor though. Joe is much better than Josephine. I only got called Josephine when I was in trouble when I was growing up. So Joe is much better. Joe Kamai is what I normally known as these days. So it is really important to me to be the voice or support those who sometimes are not heard. And in my advocacy in the community in previous years, that was the focus. Oftentimes, those who don't have voices are not considered, not fully supported, or not included. And it's important for us to be there for them. And this is my commitment to the Crime Victim Compensation Commission. If there is any question I can answer, I'd be very pleased to. Otherwise, I couldn't stuff all the things on my resume that my friends and family dragged me into over the years, thankfully. So I am available if there are any questions. If not, thank you so much for this opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Josephine, for your continued service. Thank you.
Joe, she's not in trouble.
You're not in trouble.
Josephine.
That's good because we got some law enforcement people here. Okay, next we'll do governance message. 756, consideration and confirmation to the Hawaii Advisory Council on Emergency Management, gubernatorial nominee Daryl Oliveira, term to expire 6/30/26. And okay, we have Luke Myers on Zoom.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair. My name is Luke Myers, the Administrator of the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency. We stand on our testimony in support of Governor Message 756. Known Daryl professionally and personally for a number of years. In my short term here at State Emergency Management, but Daryl has been instrumental throughout the state, in particular on the Big Island with the civil defense and with our fire service partners. We think that he will continue to bring a breadth of experience and knowledge to the larger state emergency management priorities, and we look forward to potentially having him continue on as part of HASM. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Alan Urasaki in support. Anyone else here or on Zoom that'd like to testify? Otherwise, we'll be moving on to governor's message 760, consideration and confirmation to the Hawaii Advisory Council on Emergency Management, gubernatorial nominee Gerald Silva, for term to expire 6/30/26. Okay, we have Luke Myers again.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair. My name is Luke Myers, the Administrator of the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency. HIEMA stands on a written testimony in support of Governor's Message 760. Jerry has been part of HASM for the last several years while I've been here and has provided a broad range of perspectives. Most importantly, I just would like to call out his work with a specific vulnerable part of our community, i.e. the seniors. We've had some great working relationships in the last couple of years, and on top of a number of public safety positions that Jerry has held throughout his long career, we look forward to that continued opportunity at HASM with Jerry. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Ron Hahn. Ron, I think I saw you earlier. There you go.
Chair, Vice Chair, thank you so much, members of the committee. Colonel Jerry Silva, well, what can't be said about him already? Luke covered some of it already. He's done some tremendous work for us with veterans and their loved ones throughout the state. His community activities and taking care of Kupuna has been quite amazing. And I think he'll do a great job working with Luke Myers and the Emergency Management Advisory Board. That's all I have pending your questions.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We have Kelly Lopez.
Good afternoon, Chair Nishihara, members of the committee. I'm Audrey Suga Nakagawa. I'm representing Kelly Lopez, but I'm the Advocacy Director for AARP Hawaii. And we are very proud and honored to strongly support the confirmation of Mr. Jerry Silva for being a member of the Hawaii Advisory Council of Emergency Management. I also echo of what the other testifiers have said about his extensive experience and knowledge in emergency preparation. And you know, he just brings tremendous talent and wealth of knowledge to this council. He's worked very extensively with our members in ARP in disaster preparedness. He was our former state director and continues to serve as the emeritus member of our executive council. So we're very proud and very honored again to have him serve on this council and to represent the issues facing the seniors and their safety. And of course, he will be a very tremendous asset to the council as he continues his term. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I will note the presence of Jerry Silva here, but before I call you up, Jerry, I'm going to read off the others who sent in letters of support on your behalf. Gary Simon for Policy Advisory Board for Elder Affairs, send in support. David Bramlett in support. Robert Fishman in support. Dan Gardner in support. Kathleen J. Cock in support. And since Jerry, you've been sitting there patiently since the start, why don't you come forward?
Chair Nishihara, Vice Chair Decoit, members of the committee, thank you so much. First of all, let me thank you for appointing me 4 years ago. Little did I realize at that time that this would be probably one of the life-changing events that you go through. COVID has done so much to reshape Hahn, and Hahn has done a great job in terms of responding to those changes. Let me say this, that I have a number of reasons to want to continue. Some of them are family. Let me give you an example. About 100 years ago, before I was born, by the way, about 100 years ago, my grandfather died of the Spanish influenza in Lahaina. What you see when you see the victims is just the tip of the iceberg, because a week after he died, my youngest aunt was born, and basically my grandmother fell apart. What saved them at that point, though, was not only their extended family, but the fact that my grandmother was half Hawaiian. And that meant at that time that the siblings were all eligible to go to Kamehameha schools as boarders. Kamehameha was our family. And just a point here, and that is, there's more to the statistics than what you see on television. There's a lot more than that. There is more that I can do, want to do. Senator Nishihara, last confirmation 4 years ago, you asked me what we could do about the small care homes. Well, basically, that's a broader question, because it's not only what needs to be done for the care homes, but all homes. And I've been privileged over the last year to work on some webinars that basically tell homeowners what they can do to survive. Just from a statistical point of view, if you're planning on going to a shelter, we only have enough shelter space for 35% of the population. So the rest of us need to be able to shelter at home. Anyway, so much for that. if you have questions, I'm free to answer them.
Well, Gerald, I'm glad that you're continuing to serve. Perhaps not for 100 years, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next, we have submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Law Enforcement Standards Board, gubernatorial nominee Sherry Burr to expire 6/30/2025. I believe she's on the Big Island, so she's not here, but anyway, she's on Zoom. Oh, okay. Well, let me see. We have Paul Ferreira for Hawaii Police Department in support. And Sherry, if you're on Zoom, we'll take you on now. Sherry, are you there?
There she is.
Oh, good.
Unmute yourself.
You can unmute yourself, Major.
Okay, good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, and committee members. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your consideration. I've been in law enforcement for the last 24 years. I currently serve as a major with the Hawaii Police Department. For me, I believe one other nominee had mentioned this earlier, but the future of law enforcement is very important to me. I believe I have the knowledge, insight, and experience in this field, and I feel like I can use those to contribute to the work of the Law Enforcement Standards Board, you know, as we work to develop the future direction of law enforcement training, certification, etc. Yeah, just like the other nominee had mentioned previously, I feel very passionate about law enforcement, and I would like to do my part in providing a good direction on the Standards Board. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Thank you for your service, though. Thank you, Sharon. Next, we have consideration confirmation to the Law Enforcement Standards Board gubernatorial nominee Craig Tanaka for a term to expire 6/30/25. And we have Max Otani with an in letter of support. Well, I'm sorry, back it up here. Yeah, what happened? Oh, there was no test. No wonder that threw me off. Is Craig online or anything? He's not here. Anyway, I did speak to Mr. Tanaka. I think he's well qualified to serve on the board. Moving on to the governor's message 808. And again, this is another one. We don't have testimony, right? Yeah. Anyway, this is for consideration and confirmation to the State Council on Interstate Compact for Adults, gubernatorial nominee Dennis Dunn for a term to expire 6/30/22. Is Dennis out there, by the way? He's not. Anyway, Dennis works in the courts, and I recall meeting him a number of times with his dog that he brought with to the court. Great guy. Can't say much more about him than that. 809 is, again, he's got two, governor's message 809 as well. So this term will expire in 6/30/26. So I'm glad that Dennis can continue through 26. Next, we have governor's message 810, submitting for consideration and confirmation to Correctional Industry Advisory Committee. Nominee is Leanne Arakaki Warner for term to expire in 2022, and also the same governor's message 811 for term to expire in 6/30/2026. And this one we have Max Otani in support. So are there any others in the room or on Zoom land? But I did have a chance to speak to all of them, including Leanne, and I think they're wonderful candidates. I think they'll do a terrific job in their appointed role. So I don't think we need to, we'll just go for it. Okay. So my recommendation is to advise and consent to all the nominees, all the governor's messages. So that'll be my vote to go for advice and consent for all of them.
Why don't you just read the list of the?
I'll read the
GM
list of names.
numbers?
It might be easier for you.
Yeah,
to
the
keep
GM
track.
numbers anyway.
Yeah, nothing else. Okay, governor's message 562, that's Lakshmi Nakwa. I go up on them. And
Your recommendation is to advise and consent.
advise and consent.
You
Yeah.
need to take the vote. No, you got to do them individually.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll do it that way. Okay. Advice and consent for governor's message 562.
Members, chairs, a recommendation, advising consent, general message 562. Chair vote aye, vice chair votes aye. Senator Baker.
Aye.
Senator Rivera.
Aye.
Senator Favela excused. Chair recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Next, governor's message 563. Donna Shimizu.
Members, GM 563, advising consent, recommendation by chair. Recognizing all members here with the excuse of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Governor's message 564, Ramona Carey. Advise and consent.
Member GM message 564, advising consent, chair's recommendation is to pass, recognizing all members here. Any reservations or nays with the excuse of Senator Favela? Seeing none, chair recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Governor's message 565, Milton Kotsubo.
Members advise and consent, GM 565, recommendation by chair. Recognizing all members here, any reservations or nays? Seeing none, with the exception of Senator Favela. Seeing none, chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Governor's message 636, Jared Redula.
Members advising consent, general message 636, recognizing all members here with the excuse of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Governor's message 647, Josephine Bryan.
Members, general message 647, recommendation advising consent, recognizing all members here. Any reservations or with the exception of Senator Favela, any recommendations? Excuse of Senator Favela, sorry. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, governor's message 756 for Daryl Oliveria.
Members voting on GM 756, advising consent, recognizing all members here with excuse of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair, recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Governor's message 760, Gerald Silva.
Members, GM 760, advising consent, recognizing all members here with the exception of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair, recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Governor's message 781, Sherry Bird.
Members, GM 781, advising consent, recognizing all members here with the exception of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair, recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Governor's message 782, Craig Tanaka.
Members advising consent, journal message 72, recognizing all members here with the excuse of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair, recommendation is adopted.
Okay, governor's message 808 and 809 for Dennis Dunn. Terms to expire in 2022 and 2026.
Members advising consent, GM 808 and 809, recognizing all members here with the excuse of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, chair, recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. And governor's message 810 and 811 for Leanne Arakaki Warner, terms to expire in 2022 and 2026.
Members, general message, governor's message 8, 10, and 8, 11, advising consent, recognizing all members here with the excuse of Senator Favela. Any reservations or nays? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, for those of you who are here in the audience that are one of these people, congratulations to all of you. Thank you for your service. And Jerry, you've been appointed. Okay. So this ends the hearing. Thank you.